Well, I was about to sit down and catch up with Metal Jesus on his YouTube channel when I was interrupted by a tweet saying, "Have you seen the new Lord of the Rings trailer from Amazon?" Are you kidding me? Really? So before I begin my very short reaction, it is just a teaser trailer. I think it's like 1 minute and 30 seconds long or less, hopefully less. Behind me, you've got the original OG Lord of the Rings 2001 to 2003, the greatest film trilogy of all time. That's how I like to remember this series, these films. End of story. Can't be beaten, will never be beaten. End of story. Anyway, let's just get the window on and react to this trailer. I'll talk about it afterwards. Here goes.
3 rings for the Elven Kings under the sky. 7 for the Dwarf Lords in their halls of stone. 9 for mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor. Where the shadows lie.
Wowee. I tell you what, I get vibes of, what am I thinking of? Game of Thrones. That's what that reminds me of. You know, when you got the opening shot of the fire being poured into the letterings of the opening titles, it really reminds me of Lord of the Rings. Well, Jeff Bezos famously said, supposedly, "I want my own Lord of the Rings." Well, they crashed and burned with the Wheel of Time, so that obviously failed. How is this going to be any better? Now, before I just get into some more diatribe reactionary, God, I tell you, this is something else. Let's just go to Lord of the Rings on IMDb, okay? Now, the creators, Patrick McKay and John D. Payne, what do you notice about their credits? Oh, look, this is the first thing they've ever done. Okay, apparently they're producing Flash Gordon, which I didn't even realize, but it's just on at the screenplay stages. So let us just go back a page and let's check on John D. Payne. I'm pretty sure he's got credentials as well. No, guess what? He's Lord of the Rings of Power. That's also his first gig. So they have no credentials whatsoever. This is what Hollywood is doing right now. They're taking out nobodies, putting them in a chair, giving them lots of money, and they've got carte blanche to do whatever they want. The voiceover for this, I've heard people moaning about it, saying the person's too young. And they've kind of reworded what J.R.R. Tolkien has done because, you know, she mentions that thing about 9 men who are doomed. You're like, yeah, we know. We've heard this in the film. Now, going over to Twitter, because, of course, as Dave Chappelle says, it's not a real place. So there's been quite a response to the trailer. Now, we know the series is going to be debuting on September the 2nd of this year, assuming, of course, they can get it out on time because it's been a troubled production. It's the customer's money, our money, when we order those goods and they arrive the same day or the next day, that has gone towards the production of this show because nobody wanted a Lord of the Rings TV show. Shadow of Mordor, the video game series, I'd rather have that, thank you very much. But here we go. So, AVB, what toys? Did you run out of budget or something? I'm definitely going to retweet that one because that was pretty funny. Okay, Lily replying to Hot Toys. Yes, they spent it on all the diversity hires. If you go to the list of people they've hired, yeah, you can see the point she's got. Very much like what they did with Wheel of Time as well. Of course, someone here, getting very bitter about it. It's fiction. You get that, right? There are fantasy characters of all sizes, colors, and shapes in Tolkien's books. And while some are called men, okay, most aren't real. They don't exist in our reality. So there are no diversity hires, just hires to play characters in a story. What she doesn't understand is what Tolkien based Lord of the Rings on, so maybe she should probably check her facts before she tries to correct people in the thread. And Elijah Allen says, got to make sure those purple wigs are the real deal. Can't have strong whamman Galadriel in a Party City wig, can we? Oh dear. And I hear Elendi says, I thought the same thing at first, but this was not made with CGI apparently. Oh no, there's a lot of CGI that's gone into it. That's why it's been such an expensive production to even get off the ground. Now, why do you hire people like Patrick McKay and John D. Payne to front a series when they've got no writing credentials to their credit? No, not like the days of Marvel or DC, where you had people like Tom DeFalco and Jim Shooter at the helm at Marvel. People that were respected, they ran a tight ship. Great times, man, and we're talking about people with real life experiences as well. So before I sign off from today's video, I thought in my best actory voice, I will recite some of the dialogue from the 2001 Fellowship of the Ring, because we know that's one of the greatest films of all time. And a very interesting fact as well, but I'll share it with you after I've read this. In the second age of Middle-earth, the lords of elves, dwarves, and men are given rings of power. Unbeknownst to them, the Dark Lord Sauron forges the One Ring in Mount Doom, instilling into it a great part of his power, in order to dominate the other rings so he might conquer Middle-earth. A final alliance of men and elves battles Sauron's forces in Mordor. Isildur of Gondor severs Sauron's finger and the ring with it, thereby vanquishing Sauron and returning him to spirit form. With Sauron's first defeat, the third age of Middle-earth begins. The ring's influence corrupts Isildur, who takes it for himself and is later killed by orcs. Now that line was beautifully read, not by me, but by Cate Blanchett, and it could have been Mira Sorvino who might have had that title role if she weren't blacklisted by Harvey Weinstein at the time. When I found this out last year, I was pretty shocked actually. I didn't know Miss Sorvino might have had a chance at maybe being in Peter Jackson's movies, because he wanted her to test for the role or a major role in the series. So we got Cate Blanchett. I'm not fussed about that at all. Anyway, she did a great job anyway. She's my Galadriel. No one's replacing her, purple wig or not. So folks, what did you think of this The Rings of Power trailer from Amazon? It is oh so dramatic. It feels like a Game of Thrones ripoff anyway, just from the way they're showing the opening titles. They're not even hiding that as well, which is really even more annoying. And I have no high hopes for this. Like I said, if I haven't said it already, I think a trailer will drop for this probably around May or June. And I tell you what, we're gonna have gaggles or chuckles when it finally drops. So if you enjoyed this video today, folks, you know what to do already. Get your magic staff, hit that like button, and with your magic ring, maybe click that subscribe button to get more videos like this if you hit that bell notification icon. And on that one, folks, take it easy, and I'll see you on my next video. You shall not pass!
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.